So, Representative Lauren Boebert was explicitly told the rules of a closed-door deposition, nodded along, and then immediately violated those rules not once, but twice, for a social media influencer, and when asked why, her answer was, and I am quoting directly, "Why not?" They're calling it oversight. I'm calling it the Washington version of getting kicked out of Beetlejuice for making a scene, and then doing it again the next week somewhere else. What you're about to watch is footage from Hillary Clinton's closed-door deposition before the House Oversight Committee on February 26th in Chappaqua, New York. A deposition that, I want you to keep in mind, the Clintons actually asked to make public, a request Republicans refused. The deposition had barely gotten started when Clinton's lawyer discovered that Boebert had already texted a photo of the proceedings to conservative influencer Benny Johnson, who promptly posted it to X. A clear-cut violation of the committee's own rules that were read out loud at the very start of the session. And then, just to make sure everyone understood the message, it happened a second time. Let's watch the video, and I will give you my take later at the end.
I went to the fundraiser to support my friend Nia Lowy.
All right.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
I have
There
another.
are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would like
sake.
to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was,
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So I
well,
would like to take a break at this moment.
yeah,
and I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Go off the record. Go off the record. We'll go back on the record. The majority's time had approximately 5 minutes left in it. I believe that the witness or her counsel would like to make a quick statement.
Thank you so much. We've just used the break because we learned during the process of these hearings that the committee was violating its own rules in members tweeting and sharing pictures of what is going on inside this closed hearing, the hearing that we have asked repeatedly to be open to the public. Chairman Comer was gracious enough to engage with me on this matter. We asked specifically to invite the press in, since the committee had already made decisions on its own unilaterally to release pictures and other things that are going on in this room. He indicated that he wanted to speak to that himself directly. I'd like to just say for the record, we find it unacceptable, we find it unprofessional, and we find it unfair. We are looking forward to this being conducted under the rules and being conducted consistent with the expectations of how members of Congress, I know, take this matter so seriously and do it in that vein. We would also like to just indicate as a practical reality that we are here in good faith. We are counting on the good faith of all the members.
Thank you. Chairman Comer.
Yeah, I'd like to state for the record, I've advised my members that no photos or videos during the deposition can be released. I understand the posted photo was taken before the deposition started. That will not happen again, and we will look forward to continuing with the deposition.
I'd like to make just a clarification there, Mr. Chairman. It was taken in this room after the witness sat down. It is not a basis that because she had not started speaking that it would be appropriate for there to have been a release of anything that was occurring in this room.
And we have made clear that that's not allowed, and I will also say we were disappointed that the Secretary's opening statement was leaked to the press before she even gave her opening statement.
So the Secretary's statement was not leaked to the press. It was provided, as with other witnesses, including Mr. Wexner, who provided his before giving. Hers was given simultaneous. And so what we don't want is the Secretary to be treated any differently than other witnesses. That seems to be a consistent pattern, and we would love that pattern not to continue.
We've gone to great lengths to make all the accommodations that you all have requested. So we will, again, the members have been advised that is unacceptable. So
Thank you.
we look forward to continuing the deposition.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you addressing it.
Ranking Member Garcia.
Thank you. No, I just want to add, it's completely unacceptable that Oversight Republicans and its members in this moment chose to violate both committee rules and the agreement that they negotiated directly with Secretary Clinton. Now, the Clintons requested a public hearing specifically to avoid this exact situation. Now, Secretary Clinton has offered to continue speaking throughout this deposition if we also allow the press to come in and on the record. Now, the majority has continued to refuse this. I want to make very clear for the record that Oversight Democrats agree today they should be allowed here into the deposition. That's been our position from day one. Thank you.
And with that, the majority will conclude its first hour. We'll go off the record.
We can go back on the record. I understand council has something that they would like to say before we get started.
Yes, I would. First of all, I'd like to say I appreciate everyone being here today, but I want to start with, we've just learned that there has been a second violation of the promise that the chairman made with respect to no photos being taken in this room during this hearing. As you know, we have asked for and did ask Mr. Comer for the press to be invited in. They are sitting right outside, literally. He has been speaking with them, and we have been asked that they be invited in at the last break because we learned that there was a member who was sharing photos from inside this room in violation of this committee's own rules. We have now been presented with a second photo of the witness, Secretary Clinton, while she has been testifying in this room. That is completely inconsistent with the rules. It's completely in violation, and it's also in violation of the promise that Mr. Comer just made with respect to it would not happen again. And indeed it did. And so I would like to ensure that when we go back on the record and when Mr. Comer elects to rejoin the room, I note he has left for the record, I would like to be able to ensure that we address that. Or, sorry, he has not left. He's down at the end. There's been a second violation, Mr. Chairman, so now I do really feel that it would be appropriate for the press to be invited in because someone has already violated the commitment and promise you made that there would not be any further violations.
You have a copy of the picture? We're on the.
I am confident that one of the individuals here can share with you a copy of the picture, and I would rather that at this point, we invite the press in.
We don't know who's.
We're gonna show the photo.
It's from who?
I believe it's from the same influencer. Emily, go with Andrew to make sure we have a send.
That's for you.
That's right.
We were saving your seat.
Mr. Chairman, will you allow the press in at this time, since there has been a second violation of your clear guidance that no further pictures?
To consult, to confer with the chairman.
Go off the record, please. We can go back on the record.
Thank you very much. We have examined the second photo that was taken inside this room in violation of the committee's rules. Mr. Chairman, you have indicated that you will assure that that will not happen again. Mr. Chairman, we continue to believe that the remedy for this is to invite the press in at this juncture. We believe that there is no reason not to do so. We recognize that you continue to resist having the press join, but if you would like, we would welcome that. Otherwise, we would welcome no further violations.
What was the last part? You would welcome.
I know it's hard to hear without amplification.
No further violations, no further violations. But I would like to note one thing, if I may. A New York Times reporter tweeted that her dim member in the room, and then she said, you know, that Maxwell was at Chelsea's wedding because she was dating a friend who brought her as a +1 and all that. So there's a Democrat member leaking to the press what's going on in here, according to the Annie Carney.
So, Mr. Chairman, thank you so much. I know part of this is always about the tit for tat, and I think that's what we're trying to address. We're here and we're speaking with respect to the witness and what has been a violation of a photo of her inside this room. I'm not trying to get into anybody else's First Amendment rights. When it comes to the photo, please instruct your member to take the photo down until after.
I have.
Thank you so much. Nothing further.
Thank you.
You are not overreacting. What you just watched is not some complicated rules argument. It's a member of Congress getting caught violating the committee's rules, getting a direct promise that it won't happen again, and then doing it again on the same day, in the same room, and walking out smiling. And here's the part the clip doesn't show you. PBS NewsHour reported that when Boebert was asked by reporters outside the deposition why she shared the photo, she said, "Why not?" And then, per USA Today, she added, "I really admire her blue suit, so I wanted to capture that for everyone." That is the official explanation from a sitting member of the House Oversight Committee. She liked the suit. Now, I want to be fair here. It is a nice suit, but that's not actually relevant to federal committee rules, which are crystal clear. Taking a photo during an ongoing deposition and sharing it on social media is a violation of House rules. Boebert's defense that the photo was taken before the deposition started, which is what Chairman Comer tried to float on her behalf, was immediately shot down by Clinton's own lawyer on camera, who pointed out that Clinton was already seated in the room and that the rule covers what happens inside that room, full stop. Comer, to his credit, did not keep pushing that argument for very long. Here's something even wilder that you need to know. According to the Daily Beast, she wasn't done. After leaving the deposition, she told reporters she had just returned to my hotel room and installed the BleachBit software, adding, "So I guess in regards to taking photos, I do not recall." She was joking, mocking Hillary Clinton's famous email server controversy at the very deposition she just helped blow up. And then, the next day, she posted an image of a smiling Bill Clinton on X as he was being deposed by the same committee. So she did it again on a different day to a different Clinton, just in case you thought she'd learned something. Now, here is the pattern you need to understand, because this is not an accident. The New York Times, as far back as January 2021, wrote that Boebert represents an incoming faction of the party for whom breaking the rules and gaining notoriety for doing it is exactly the point. This isn't chaos, this is the strategy. The rule breaking is the content. The photo goes to Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson posts it. The hearing stops. The story becomes about the photo instead of the testimony. Instead of, say, Clinton's opening statement calling for Trump to be questioned under oath about the congressional investigation, the Washington Times noted that even supporters who had long anticipated this deposition as a moment of accountability were equally incensed, accusing her and Johnson of torpedoing the hearing for social media clout, with one account writing, "Way to go." Now they are stopping the proceedings. When you've lost the people who showed up specifically to watch this hearing deliver answers, you have pulled off a fairly impressive act of sabotaging your own side. And the most important fact, she said she faced no formal reprimand for the leak. Zero consequences. Not a censure, not a referral, not so much as a strongly worded letter. The next time someone tells you these congressional investigations are serious, you have the receipts. So what does this actually mean? The personal impact is this. When your representative is on a committee investigating the abuse of minors by some of the most powerful people in the world, and her takeaway from her front row seat is, "Great photo op," that is not a person who is doing the job you elected her to do. It's the political version of your accountant spending your whole tax meeting posting TikToks of your financial documents. Helpful? Not especially. The institutional impact is bigger. Here's the thing about closed depositions. They exist for a reason. According to congressional procedures, closed sessions are specifically designed for fact-gathering in cases involving sensitive information to prevent witnesses from coordinating their testimonies. When members selectively leak from those sessions to friendly influencers in real time, you don't have a closed deposition anymore. You have a political show with a top-secret sticker slapped on it. And the Clintons, remember, wanted this to be public from the start. Democrats had to spend this deposition arguing for more transparency, while Republicans kept the doors closed selectively. A closed door for everyone except Benny Johnson's X account. And for what? What exactly was achieved here? She didn't expose any new information. She didn't advance the investigation. She didn't uncover a document or corner a witness. She got a photo of Hillary Clinton in a blue suit in front of a nameplate, sent it to a YouTuber, briefly halted the proceedings, made her own committee chairman have to apologize on the record twice, and drew condemnation from both sides of the aisle. The whole point, getting real answers, was left sitting in the room while she took a victory lap outside, which, come to think of it, tracks perfectly for someone who also got ejected from a Beetlejuice performance for causing a disturbance and taking unauthorized recordings. The musical, in Denver in September 2023. This is a documented pattern, not a coincidence. Democratic Representative Yasamin Ansari put it cleanly from inside the room. We are sitting through an incredibly unserious clown show of a deposition where members of Congress and the Republican Party are more concerned about getting their photo op of Secretary Clinton than actually getting to the truth and holding anyone accountable. That's not a partisan talking point. That's the assessment of someone who was physically present and watched a colleague sabotage their own investigation in real time for content. As of today, the House Oversight Committee has released the full deposition video. Clinton testified for roughly 7 hours, stated under oath that she had no knowledge of any wrongdoing connected to the investigation, and called for additional witnesses to testify under oath. She has faced no formal consequences. This isn't really about whether Hillary Clinton had anything to hide. It's about whether the people running this investigation can even stay focused long enough to actually find anything out. Because if your investigators are leaking content to influencers mid-deposition, joking about BleachBit on their way out the door, and drawing complaints from their own base for blowing up the hearing, the answer to that question has already been provided, and it's not reassuring. The darkest version of this story isn't that she got away with violating committee rules. It's that she knew she would, planned on it, and was right. And somewhere in Denver, a Beetlejuice stage manager just nodded very slowly. If you found this helpful, make sure to like the video, share it with someone who needs to see it, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support really helps more than you know and keeps this content going. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.